Feels on this channel like we don't get too many good news stories, but today we get one. It seems that the final living Israeli hostages have been returned home. This is 2 years in the making and was the impetus for the massive Israeli operation in Gaza, which turned into, well, some pretty horrific stuff. But the most important thing is that, the fighting is over and the civilians held hostage are back home, and the Gazan people can begin to rebuild. Right? Hamas has freed the last living Israeli hostages Monday under a ceasefire deal, which of course shows that the ceasefire deal is at least holding in its first steps. Worth noting that nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees have been freed by Israel as part of the accord ahead of a summit in Egypt to cement the ceasefire. And I think this is wild. Trump actually addressed the Israeli parliament saying the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land, finally at peace. The long nightmare for both Israelis and Palestinians was over. He said, now it is time to translate these victories against terrorists on the battlefield into the ultimate prize of peace and prosperity in the Middle East. Good. Listen, peace is better than war. I don't know what else to tell you. And there's whatever criticisms you have of the deal. Listen, the hostages coming home. There's no more Palestinians getting killed, right? There's no more hospitals getting destroyed. Palestinian civilians, Palestinian children are going to have a chance to eat and not starve to death. This is just good. I don't know what else to tell you. In fact, it is so good that when asked if he thought it was going to get him into heaven, Trump said, no, I don't think so. He said, quote, I don't think there's anything that's going to get me into heaven. I really don't. I think I may not be heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly out on Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it to heaven, but I've made life a lot better for a lot of people. Then went on a weird tangent about the 2020 election being rigged, and I totally could have ended the Ukraine war. He just did the Trump thing where he just goes off on tangents. He says, quote, I'm hearing I'm not doing well, but I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. But if I can get into heaven, this will be one of the reasons. And the administration followed that up by sending out a fundraising email with the subject line, I want to try and get to heaven, asking the president's supporters for $15 of donations, which is insane because the president can't run again for office. And why would you donate $15 to a candidate who's like, I'm going to die? Like, I don't know. What do you donate? What? The insane part, though, is that despite being unbelievably weird and having what appears to be a limited understanding of, like, Christianity, because you might recall, in Christianity, which Trump purports to be a practitioner of, God can forgive your sins. It's not a scorecard. He just scrubs them out if you're contrite. And the insane thing is, this peace deal, like, is massive. Do you know how massive it is? It's such a big deal. Hillary Clinton dropping a shout out to Trump. She commended Trump for brokering the landmark peace agreement between Israel and Hamas, framing it as a major step towards Middle East stability. Rare praise from a prominent Democrat signals broad recognition of this diplomatic achievement. The report captured words that bridge across ideological gaps in foreign policy discourse. That sounds like it was written by ChatGPT. But this is crazy. Crazy. But good. Like, here's the thing, guys. As we've talked about, I'm not somebody who's like, I want Trump to fail. I want it, like, this is the kind of shit that you have the opportunity to do if you're like a president with a reputation for strength and unbridled conservative credentials. It's like Nixon, right? Nixon could go to China because there was no confusion in the American public's mind that Nixon was soft on communists. Nixon was the most anti-communist dude on God's earth. And so when he went to China, people were like confident that him shaking Mao's hand was not like an act of a couple of communist bros hanging out. And when you have that mandate, you can do some crazy stuff like this peace deal, right? Now, admittedly, there's some shady shit that has gone on around it. Trump's $400 million Qatari jet gifted to him. Don't let the administration fool you. They say, oh, it's in the possession of the Department of Defense only as long as Trump personally controls the DoD. And then as soon as he leaves office, it leaves with him. It's like your suit, right? Does Trump own his suits? Yes. Even though they're stored in the White House, the suits will go with him when he leaves. But again, I'm not somebody who's like transparently a hater. This is like, I don't know what else to tell you. This is good. This is good news. And I'm willing to say this is a good model. Like, if you're concerned about being known as a good president and a good man, you could do more shit like this. This is in your wheelhouse to do. You could literally just be like, fuck domestic politics. I'm going to spend 3 years figuring out ways to end these conflicts like the messy way. The other insane part is that this was brokered by Steve Witkoff. Steve Witkoff has been fucking it up. I actually think the real brains behind the operation was Jared Kushner. Because, see, in the whole inter-administration period, Jared Kushner has been deeply tied with the Qataris, right? And I think you combine Jared Kushner's deep ties to Qatar, and Jared Kushner also is also Jewish, right? And the son of a major New York real estate developer. That's kind of there's a lot of people with strong Israel connections in the New York Jewish real estate universe. I think he probably gets the credit for this because, again, unlike Witkoff, who's like a dabbler, like I think Kushner like lived this. Now, admittedly, he got paid a lot of money to go partner with the Qataris, but I don't know, man. In that part of the world, money talks, I guess. Listen, again, I got a lot of gripes with the administration. I got a lot of gripes with their attitude, but a win's a win. And I'm not somebody who's like a knee-jerk hater. So take your win, take your victory lap, do more shit like it, right? Put the squeeze on Putin until he comes to the negotiating table, huh? Anyway, thanks to Yanko Georgiev, Bastian Himmling, Michael Fry, Christine Schumann, Chris Holmes, Deborah Oppenheimer, all of our Lieutenant tier members. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks. Cheers.